Let's Marvin Gaye and get it on. You got the healing that I want, just like they say in the song. Till the dawn, let's Marvin Gaye and get it on. Let's Marvin Gaye and get it on. You got the healing that I want, just like they say in the song. Till the dawn, let's Marvin Gaye and get it on. Let's Marvin Gaye and get it on. You got the healing that I want, just like they say in the song. Till the dawn, let's Marvin Gaye and get it on.
What's up, people? Joe Winko here, your favorite Hawaiian guy, and right now I'm in Citrus County, Florida. I never really thought much of Citrus County, Florida until now, but one day when I was passing through it, it appealed to me because I really liked it, because I loved how it was deserted and how it didn't seem too crowded or anything, and how it was more country-ish. This county is located on the west coast of Florida. It's a tad bit north of Pasco County, because there's Pasco County, then there's Fernando County, and then there's Citrus County, where I'm at right now. And it's located right on Highway 19, right there. The same road that's in Pasco County, and the same road that goes all the way to West Virginia and Lake Erie, Pennsylvania. There's also a lot of loud trucks passing me on this highway too. I like Citrus County because it doesn't really seem as populated and as crowded and congested as the one town that I live in Florida. And it's even less crowded than Pasco County too. And it even seems less crowded than Ocala. And it seems like such a safe place too. I mean, look at this road behind me. There's hardly anyone out here. No crazy people trying to kidnap me. No loud motorcycles. No psycho meth heads trying to attack me at all either. Thank God. And no drama either. That's what draws me to places like this. Seriously. And no crazy spring breakers starting drama or getting rowdy. I mean, a normal-minded guy in his 20s is not going to aspire to visit Citrus County, Florida. But an autistic guy wearing a red pointy bandana, I certainly will. But it might be a tad bit too deserted, but I never really mind that at all. Seems safe for bikers, but they don't really have any sidewalks though. But I could easily get around that. But Citrus County doesn't really have that many people. It only has roughly 145,000, and that's for the whole population of the entire county. Compared to Waukesha County, they had like 400,000. That's the county I used to live in Wisconsin. And compared to Milwaukee County, they almost had 1 million, and they were much smaller than Citrus County. I honestly like places that aren't so crowded because I'm kind of socially awkward. I don't like being around a lot of people. That's definitely due to my autism and everything. But I love this place. It kind of reminds me of a neighborhood in the United States of Joe Winko. Like when I finally lay down the roads and when I finally lay down the trees and everything, just before I start zoning stuff and before I start adding houses. That's exactly what Citrus County reminds me of. So it's also a coastal county as well. So they do get affected by hurricanes and they do get affected by storm surge. However, it's not really as bad here. I think it's probably due to the elevation or something. And another interesting thing I remember hearing about, Citrus County is actually one of the places in Florida everyone goes to evacuate from hurricanes. I always thought that was just Ocala, but eastern Citrus County is also safe from the storm surge from hurricanes as well. But the wind will still be dangerous though. Here's a map of where all the storm surge would be if a Category 5 hurricane ever hit Citrus County. It doesn't really seem to go that far inland, but that still would not be good. But then again, that's worst case scenario. That's how my autism mind thinks. I absolutely would love to live here too, because another thing it reminds me of is this game I used to play called Harvest Moon a tad bit. I just thought of that right now too. However, I do think that Citrus County does deserve a better sign. This one is kind of cool, but they should have me design a new sign for Citrus County. I could make a really awesome one, and it'd be great too. In my honest opinion, I don't feel that Citrus County gets enough attention or gets enough recognition. You guys get what I'm saying? So I'm gonna help it get that. So to be completely honest, this whole road trip was kind of on a whim. So I'm just gonna be showing you guys around some of the places that I read about in Citrus County and some of the places that I specifically found interesting. I'm really excited to explore Citrus County, and I'm really happy to be here. And I hope you guys all enjoy this video. So let's get this party started. Okay guys, so right now I'm on another country road in Citrus County, Florida. I don't mean to put a damper on this video, but it's a tad bit different from what I imagined it to be like. I thought Citrus County, Florida was going to be like this small town place with not too many people, but in some places there are quite a bit of people and a lot of road construction too. We passed over it while we were driving up Highway 19. However, it still wasn't quite as crowded as the county that I live in or Pasco County at all. So it is a step up. Some of you may also be wondering why I haven't shown you guys the Homosassa Springs Wildlife State Park. Well, I actually was, but when I got there, it was like super crowded, and it kind of went against the purpose of my YouTube videos, honestly. The purpose of my adventure videos, most of the time, is to show you guys the places that I'm spiritually connected to. But another thing is to also get places the attention and recognition that they don't really get. And trust me, from what I saw at Homosassa Springs Wildlife State Park, that place is getting plenty of recognition. It is a pretty cool park though, but there were just too many people and we were just too confined. That's another thing about my autism. I don't like being around too many people when we're all like confined and everything. I tend to get socially awkward, really. That's why I'm trying to do more adventure videos, so I'm not just sitting up in my room talking about random stuff. Right now, I'm on a road called West Homosassa Drive, aka Citrus County Route 490, and there's nothing really here right now. Well, there is a barbed wire fence. I'm very curious to what they're keeping in there. I probably don't want to find out. And there is a speeding fines are doubled when workers are present sign here, which I bet no one out in these country roads ever pays attention to. That's the thing about country roads. You can't really trust them so much. Just because you're out in the country, it doesn't mean a crazy person can't drive by and run you over. I shouldn't give them ideas. Getting back to what I'm saying though, there is a specific reason why I wanted to feature this place in my Citrus County video. So you guys probably remember earlier when I was talking about storm surge and everything, and that since Citrus County is a coastal county on the west coast of Florida, it could still get impacted by storm surge if a hurricane ever hits it. Well, this is believed to be the area that the storm surge would stop at. Like, this is as far as it would travel. And I think that map that they made is pretty accurate. I'll show you guys where I'm at after I edit this in post-production. But I think that map is pretty accurate because I actually notice a hill over here. Let me show it to you guys real quick. I actually notice a hill over here, and when the elevation goes up, the water can't really travel that far because the elevation is higher and it's blocking it, really. And that's really good too. I'm glad about that because storm surge is really bad. 90% of the people who die from hurricanes are killed by storm surge. That's the most dangerous part of hurricanes. And also, that's the reason why people evacuate, not because of the winds. The winds usually depend on how well your house is built, but still, if a Category 5 is going to make a direct hit, I still would. Just don't live by the water. That's the thing. I don't want to live by the water. I want to move to Ocala or Claremont or even eastern Citrus County, east of this area. So if I ever move to Citrus County, I'm going to be living east of this area. So if anyone ever wants to move to Citrus County, I recommend you all move east of this area so your home does not get damaged and destroyed by storm surge, because that's really dangerous and it's really, really bad. Hope you guys appreciate my advice. I don't think I've ever heard of a really bad hurricane affecting Citrus County. I never really researched it that much. However, back in October of 2018, I remember seeing on the news that they were worried about Hurricane Michael causing storm surge in Citrus County, and they were alerting the citizens of Citrus County to look out for that. But that's really only in the coastal areas of Citrus County. Not quite this area, honestly. There also are some evacuation shelters within Citrus County, and I'm gonna try to show you guys one of them in this video. So let's go check it out.
Till the dawn, let's Marvin Gaye and get it on. And when you leave me all alone, I'm like a stray without a home. I'm like a dog without a bone. I just want you for my home. I got to have you, babe.
Okay, so earlier I was saying that I'm going to show you guys where the people of Citrus County evacuate when there's a really bad hurricane. And I actually found one place, the Renaissance Center, which is right behind me. I'm not exactly sure what they use this place for. I mean, all I know about it really is that this is where people hide out at when there's a bad hurricane going on. But I wasn't exactly sure what the Renaissance Center itself is actually for when people aren't trying to evacuate from hurricanes. And I remember when we drove into the parking lot and we saw like the chain linked fence and we saw everything else, and I was like, oh gosh, is this a prison or something? But then there was a sign on it that said now enrolling, and I was like, oh, it can't be a prison. Still thought it was a tad bit weird. Maybe it's to keep the alligators out or something. Your guess is as good as mine, honestly. Hi. Well, some people just drove by and waved at me, so that's a good sign. Maybe they're escaped convicts. Yeah, but I don't know. Out here in Citrus County, it's a pretty nice jail if they have a place where people play basketball at, because I did see a couple basketball hoops back there too. They also have a soccer field too. But I'm pretty sure it's not a prison or a jail at all. I hope not. I mean, why would you put civilians in a jail to hide out from hurricanes? That sounds crazy. But it is Florida, you never know. No offense to the people of Citrus County, though. Most of the other places that the people of Citrus County evacuate to when there's a really bad hurricane are the schools. That's where they hide out at, because they always built the schools up really nice to fortify them from hurricanes. And they also have hurricane-proof glass as well. And that really comes in handy, because I remember when I was worried about Hurricane Michael when I was in Valdosta, Georgia, but the people working at the hotel assured me that there's nothing to worry about because all their windows were hurricane-proof. And I was very glad to hear that too. We also didn't lose power either. I'm curious to how often Citrus County loses power if they're affected by a hurricane. But then again, I don't remember them ever being hit by a hurricane, so your guess is as good as mine.
To be completely honest with everyone, hurricane shelters actually aren't meant to be a first choice. It's recommended that anyone in the area that's expected to get hit by a hurricane should evacuate and go somewhere else, since hurricane shelters tend to be really crowded and really noisy and full of people, not to mention that they run out of space. So just giving everyone a heads up on that.
I actually like Citrus County. I still like Citrus County. Even though it wasn't exactly what I imagined, I thought Citrus County was going to be like a country county with not too many people and with a bunch of country towns in it. But there actually are quite a people here, and there's also quite a bit of road construction. We were like caught in like 2 traffic jams along Highway 19 and this other random road we were driving on. You learn something new every day, and it gives me more reason to get out of the house. That's always a good thing.
It's suicidal, I'm in trouble, but I'd rather be in trouble with you. It's Marvin Gaye and Get It On. Ooh, baby, I got that healing that you want, yeah.
Like they say in the songs, on to the dawn, let's Marvin Gaye and get it on.
It's Marvin Gaye and Get It On. Ooh, baby, I got that healing that you want, yeah.
Like they say in the songs, on to the dawn, let's Marvin Gaye and get it on.
So, as I said earlier, and as you guys remember, if you've been paying attention to anything I've been saying in this video, one of the main points of my adventure videos is to also give recognition to those places that don't receive enough recognition themselves, that I feel don't receive enough recognition themselves, and that I feel deserve it too. And also, as I said earlier, the Homosassa State Park had way too many people, so I don't think they need my help with recognition. So instead, I am at the Wallace Brooks Park right here, but I can't really get that far into it because currently it's under construction right now. But I'm pretty sure when they finish it up, it is going to look very cool. And they even have a concept plan of what it's gonna look like. So I'll show that to you guys. Okay, so here it is. And they're going to be finished with it by fall of 2019. Right now the park is closed, but this is the concept plan they have for it. It looks really cool. They're gonna have boating docks and everything. It almost reminds me of that one park in Claremont, Florida that I went to. I actually forgot the name of it, but I do remember the first day I went there, it was raining really bad and I had to use my umbrella. Also, another interesting thing that's here is the Withlookie State Trail, or is it pronounced Withlookie State Trail, or Withloochie? I couldn't really figure out how to pronounce it. I was trying to look up online if there are videos of anyone saying it, but I couldn't find any, so don't blame me if I'm pronouncing it wrong. At least I tried. However, this bike trail is actually the longest paved trail in the entire state of Florida. It goes on for 46 miles. That's roughly the same distance from the town I used to live in Wisconsin to the state capital of Wisconsin, Madison. But why the hell am I talking so much about Wisconsin? Seriously. Florida is so much better, honestly. And I never heard of Wisconsin having a 45-mile trail running through the state. So that's one other thing Florida has on it, besides the nicer weather. But it doesn't take much to have nicer weather than Wisconsin. No one knows that better than me. So right now I'm in the town of Inverness, Florida in Citrus County. And unlike the other towns I saw in Citrus County, this one actually doesn't appear to be too populated. As soon as I walked in, I literally noticed that the whole place was like literally deserted. I mean, it seriously has my name written all over it. As I said earlier, I don't like places that are too crowded. But this place is like not crowded at all. But also, there's another really cool thing I want to show you guys. And it's this right behind me. The Old Courthouse Heritage Museum. This actually used to be the courthouse for Citrus County, Florida. It was built in 1912, and Elvis Presley even shot a movie here. Holy crap, it's Elvis Presley up there! I didn't know about this building before coming here, but I just wanted to show it to you guys because as soon as I saw it as we were driving through Citrus County, Florida, I just thought it was beautiful and I just wanted to show it to you guys. If I could live in any town in Citrus County, Florida, I would absolutely choose Inverness. I mean, it has everything I'm looking for. It's not crowded at all. There's barely anyone here. It's far inland and safe from hurricanes and out of all storm surge and evacuation zones. And it's warm year-round. But seriously, it really isn't crowded here at all. I mean, I swear I could literally hear my echo. It's great! As I said earlier, I don't like big towns at all because that's where all the drama is, and I try my best to avoid that at all costs. And here's another fact that you guys might find interesting. So you see that busy road behind me, the one that goes that way and that way? That's US Federal Route 41. The same road that crazy guy just sped down. That's US Highway Route 41. It's one of the federal highways. There's also an interstate up in Wisconsin called Interstate 41. I didn't learn this until recently, but those are actually the same road. I used to live by Interstate 41 in Wisconsin, but over time it stops being an interstate and then it becomes a federal highway. And I think that's really interesting. It goes all the way to the Florida Everglades if you go south, which is that way. But if you go north, you go all the way to Michigan, the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. And you can go back to Wisconsin. But why the heck would anyone want to do that? I mean, seriously.
For the last part of this video, the very awesome person who was nice enough to give me a ride up to Citrus County and all over Citrus County took me to Fort Island Beach. A really quiet and out-of-the-way sort of place. Or at least that's what I thought it would be. The beach actually had quite a few people, more than I was expecting, but I was alright with it. However, something kinda went wrong. I didn't exactly notice this while I was standing by the water, but apparently the breeze coming from the water kinda goofed up the audio recording on my iPod Touch while I was trying to film a video there, so you can't hear me very well in most of the clip I filmed at Fort Island Beach. But basically, I was talking about how the beach was more crowded than I thought it was going to be. It was actually kind of strange because it didn't look crowded at all in the Google Street View picture I saw of it. However, it was spring break when I did this video. For those of you who don't pay attention to the dates I have in the upper left-hand corner of the screen, another thing I noticed is that the license plates on all of the cars in the parking lot were from out of state, like New York, Pennsylvania, and even Ohio. It was still really calm and really peaceful. There weren't any rowdy college kids at all, mainly just families on vacation. So, I'd much rather deal with that. Another thing I was noting was the fact that if you kept going west from Fort Island Beach over the water, you would end up on the beach in Galveston, Texas. I'm not sure why that fascinates me so much. Must be an autism thing. And speaking of autism, I was also walking around the beach, and the marshy area behind the beach actually caught my attention because it reminded me of the Florida Everglades, and also the province of Black Marsh in Elder Scrolls Oblivion. However, in Elder Scrolls Oblivion, you can't go to the Black Marsh at all, but it still shows up on the map. I also pointed out the nuclear power plant nearby, and I mentioned how nuclear energy is actually considered one of the most environmentally friendly forms of energy. However, I still prefer the wind turbines, like in the United States of Joe Winko. Not all of the audio from the clips I filmed there got messed up, though. This one didn't, at least.
But I've actually already decided what my favorite town in Citrus County, Florida is. And that title goes to Inverness, Florida. I absolutely love Inverness because it doesn't seem very crowded at all. But to be completely honest with you guys, I would still rather live in Ocala instead. At first, Inverness didn't seem very crowded. When I was standing in front of that courthouse building, I could literally hear my echo, but as soon as I left, that's when all the people started coming in. I thought that was kind of strange. It was like they all evacuated to avoid me. Well, the ironic thing though is that this beach is actually on the opposite side of Citrus County that Inverness is. So I have to ride my bike pretty far to get to it. But it wouldn't be too bad, I guess. It's really windy here also. I would totally love to live by this beach also, but I can't do that because I don't want to live in a storm surge zone. I already live in a storm surge zone, and I'm trying my best to figure out how to get out of it. I mean, it just isn't worth it. You get a nice house, it's by the beach, it's by the water, but it's only a matter of time before a Category 5 hurricane rolls in and flushes it out with storm surge and everything. Even if your house doesn't get destroyed by the wind or the rushing water, that storm surge ruins everything and you have to carve out all the walls and get them replaced. Otherwise, you put your health at serious risk because of mold and everything. And the water has nasty stuff in it too. So I hope you guys all enjoyed my video of me exploring Citrus County, Florida. It was a lot of fun. Citrus County is an awesome place, even though it's a bit more crowded than I thought it was. It's still an awesome place nonetheless, and I think everyone should visit Citrus County, Florida. Do you live in Citrus County, Florida? Have you ever been to Citrus County, Florida? Do you want to visit Citrus County, Florida? What's your favorite place in Citrus County, Florida? Please let me know in the comments and let's get a conversation started. And I hope you guys all liked this video. So don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to like me on Facebook and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Tumblr. So that's it. Peace out, people.
Let's move and get it on.